Now, across Texas, the issue is...
I'm Rudy Koski in Austin.
I'm Stephen Dial in Dallas.
And I'm Greg Krugen in Houston, and this is Texas, the issue is.
There are law enforcement agencies across Texas and the nation in a crisis, double trouble, if you will. Personnel shortages and low morale. It's a crisis that increased after the social reform protests back in 2020. The Texas Municipal Police Association is trying to move beyond the shouting that we're hearing on police protest lines, as well as the heated political rhetoric at some city halls and the indictments from progressive DAs. I spoke to TMPA President Kevin Lawrence about this crisis and his ideas on how to redirect the debate.
Defunding policing is a bad idea. It's always been a bad idea. The cities, the entities that have tried it have had disastrous results. Austin is not nearly as much, but it's been horrible in Austin, but it's been even worse in Seattle and Portland and San Francisco. Just look around. Defunding is a very bad idea. Reinventing is not a bad idea. Reinventing is what law enforcement has always done, constantly evolving, constantly improving.
A recent training exercise organized by Kevin Lawrence with the Texas Municipal Police Association was an attempt to refocus the debate.
Sir, back up, back up.
Couldn't hear you.
Back up. Oh, index.
Social activists took part in high-risk scenarios that law enforcement officers face and then talked about the shoot, don't shoot decisions that were made.
So he started coming in on you?
Yeah, right? Very quickly.
Very quickly. When you told him, get your hands out of the pockets, were you truly prepared for when those hands came out of the pockets?
No, I don't think anybody could be.
An eye-opening experience that Lawrence believes can open the door to more productive discussions.
I think it's at least part of the answer. I think it's one of the treatments to the disease is, again, a better understanding, especially among people who have influence in various circles. People like the Austin Justice Coalition, we really appreciate them being here today and participating in this. We hope that they've walked away with a better understanding. Not that we're ever going to agree on everything, but at least having a better understanding that our law enforcement officers are human beings being asked to do extraordinary jobs in extraordinary circumstances, and that the best thing we can do is help prepare them. Not constantly blame them for everything that goes wrong, but help prepare them better for dealing with those circumstances.
State law does not require local law enforcement agencies to provide high, intense tactical training. Is that the answer?
Maybe. Yeah, the training is the answer. The training is absolutely always the answer. Whether or not it has to be the state doing it versus the local agencies doing it, or some combination, so I think it's got to be a cooperative effort of some kind.
If state doesn't say you got to do it, people aren't going to do it.
I think there's mandating it, yes. Funding it, maybe not. I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
But how do you pay for it?
Somehow,
A small Mustang Ridge, Bertram, Llano, these departments don't have a lot of money.
Well, and maybe the solution is if you don't have the money to properly train your officers, you don't have an agency at all. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is the officers have to be given the appropriate equipment, training, and direction. They need better leadership, better management.
Law enforcement academies are providing new officers, but in many cities, it's not enough to keep pace with those retiring and resigning. Closing the gap may take decades, time that Lawrence says communities cannot afford to take.
I think we will see crime rates continue at record highs unless and until we do address this. There are some jurisdictions that have seen some improvements, but it's costing them a lot of money to make it happen.
So what's the answer? Short term.
Short term, the answer is better training, better education for our citizens, getting our citizens to better understand what these officers are up against. The anti-police rhetoric that is out there is causing more damage than you can possibly imagine.
There is a lot to process with what was said. I'll start with a word. Perception. Stephen, what's your word for what you just heard?
It's another P, perspective.
And take us to the break, Greg, with a word.
My word is contraction.